WGPR Detroit HD2.
You're watching WHPS, Highland Park, Detroit. The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily the views and opinions of WHPS, its affiliates, management, or sponsors.
There's a new financial empowerment center located in the Wayne County Treasurer's Office on the 5th floor of 400 Monroe in Detroit.
If you or someone you know needs help with their finances, budgeting, and making monthly payments, the Detroit Financial Empowerment Center can help.
Wayne Metro Community Action Agency has counselors ready to provide free one-on-one counseling to help you address issues related to utility bills, taxes, and other financial matters. We can also help you improve your credit score.
Good morning. We're sniffling, and the reason we're sniffling is because it's 16 degrees outside. And we talked to our engineer about this the other day, and he just absolutely refuses to turn the temperature up. So it's 16, and we're just going to manage it. Let me put the scarf over here so my neck is warm. Good morning. If you're looking for the weekly broadcast of Ask Welfare Rights, you have once again been successful. This is the weekly Friday broadcast of Ask Welfare Rights. And, oh, Lord. And Marion is standing up already after I said to her, fix your chair. And so now she's fixing it. So, I want to say thank you for calling the Ask Welfare Rights broadcast. My name is Maureen Taylor, and I work with Welfare Rights, and you are about to get an official welcome from Marion Kramer, who's going to tell everybody good morning. So, Marion, would you say hello? And Tim, your doorbell is ringing.
Yes, that's what I was about to say. Good morning. It's always nice to be back with our friends here in Ask Welfare Rights. We're getting kind of old, Maureen.
You read the numbers, and let's see how they're going to go this week.
I'm talking about how long we've been doing this program.
19 years.
Isn't that something?
You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Those of you that love to stay on the computer all day long, here are the numbers for calling in on the telephone as well. The numbers are 313-868-0342 and also 0351 4
Or
yeah, you can call any one of these numbers. 4336. That's
868.
That's the
You
one.
said it right. Okay.
And those that, like I said, love to be on the computer, you can dial www.tv33 TV33 and that's at
WHPR.com.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
.com.
you didn't read it all. Okay. All right. Marion, what else do you want to say to anybody today about getting their pencils and paper when they come to the...
You just said it. You just said it, and this is key, particularly this week. We have a lot of information for you, and I know a lot of you are afraid to turn up your heat and what have you, thinking about DTE, the water department, and you go on and on and on. Well, there's some programs, and Mr. Sabri was here and told us about them. And Maureen read them off last week, and we're going to try to do the same thing this week. And I hope you have a pencil. Did you hear me, Maureen?
Yes, I did.
We hope you have a pencil where you can get the phone number and the necessary information to keep you from having to deal with DTE, the water department, you name it, mortgages, all that type of stuff. Okay, let's go.
All right, we have an early caller. Let's see who this is. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the Ask Welfare Rights broadcast, and thank you for calling in. You are on the air, caller.
All right, top of the morning. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
good morning.
Quite well.
Good morning. I'm calling about Wayne County to resume tax foreclosures this year. They're coming through a deadline in March. They're offering payment plans if you act fast, because it looks like March 14. I'm looking for that deadline date again. But anyway, please contact Wayne County for the payment plan.
For what?
It's a 224-599.
Okay,
Yeah,
224-5990. Mm-hmm.
Oh, 224-5990.
Yes.
Yeah, and I was trying to find the deadline. Payment before March the 14th if needed. They got some help you can get through Hope. Let's see. I'm looking at the computer.
Now, there was a broadcast on Wednesday. Caller, did you
Right.
tune in to that this past Wednesday?
No, I just happened to see it on my Facebook, and I said, let me call your show to make sure people know about getting help, because they got a housing advocate. They have a program called Hope Program. That's DetroitMI.gov/hope. Hope is capital letter. And these people need to see if they qualify for all these programs.
Okay.
And also HUD, they said Michigan Homeowners Assistance Fund. That's going to come in February. The state plans to launch Michigan Homeowners Assistance Fund.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody get ready and make sure they up on their delinquent taxes, because they're closing in on them now.
Okay.
Thanks for taking my call. I will
thanks
continue
for
to
calling.
listen to y'all.
And thank you very much, caller. As always, we appreciate you, okay?
You know that she
Thank you.
had
All
her
right, thank you
pencil?
very much.
She had her pencil.
How do you know she had a pencil?
Well,
she
knowing
was
her,
giving out information.
Yeah,
she
but
didn't have
she
to
had
write
that
down
pencil
anything.
by that.
You know, how you know she had a pencil?
And she was ready to talk.
All right. What the caller was talking about is 2 days ago. This is Friday, Wednesday, the 26th at 6 o'clock. We urged people last week, Marion and I did, to tune in to the Ask the Treasurer program. And it was on and really, what's the word? It was on and popping. 6 o'clock. They start pretty much on time, and this was the second Wednesday in a row. And that information that the caller's talking about was given out multiple times between 6 and 6:30, talking about the MIHAF program, MIHAF. And which, Mary, don't you write that down. I gave you
I
the
know you
flyer
did.
already.
It's
You
on
don't
here.
you write that
I'm
down.
trying to see.
All right.
Sure,
And that's the Michigan, that's on the front page of the package I gave
Yeah,
you, the
I
one
have
you
that.
left, okay? And that's the Michigan Housing Assistance Fund. And there's a phone number after, well, let me just say this right quick. After, from 6 to about 6:30, different parts of the Treasury Department were able to make a presentation about their area of expertise, and we're talking about tax assessments that were incorrect and all of those kinds of things. And they talked about that. Then about 6:30, the treasurer himself came on and talked about the different programs that the county is offering and the state is offering. The MIHAF program is a state program. So he went into detail, at least 10, 12, 15 minutes about how to access all of these programs. And then, Marion, and I think you had fallen asleep by then because I just knew you were on that call.
No, I was in a
I
meeting.
thought you-
two-
oh,
two
okay.
meetings.
All right, so he opened up the lines, and folks started calling in and talking about their problems. And Marion, the number one thing, and I noticed it the Wednesday before because I listened in on both. The big deal in Detroit, Highland Park, Hamtramck, all throughout Dearborn Heights, Westland, all of the cities in Wayne County, same thing, over and over again. No matter what color you were, no matter what city you lived in Highland Park, in Wayne County or outside of Wayne County. I'm living in my mother's house, my father's house. Mom or dad passed 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years ago. We're here, and mom's was behind on the taxes, and so are we, meaning that nobody in the house had paid any taxes all the while they've been living there. And then nothing had changed in terms of now the house is on the foreclosure list, and how do you get it off? And the treasurer was very, very clear. We're not interested in taking your house. Here's what you have to do. And then he went over the steps. The first step is you're going to have to go to probate court and get the property in your name, okay? That's the first thing. And then the second thing he talked about is Michigan Legal Services, 964-4130. Well, what is that about? Those are attorneys that are set up and trained to free to be able to take you through the probate process because they already know what to do. Of course, we're talking about Friends of Welfare Rights for decades. And he gave all of that information. And the next one they call, I've been out of town, I live someplace else, and a lady called from Mississippi. Her mother had passed, and there's property in Detroit. She wanted to know how she could get it off the foreclosure list. Treasurer asked her, did she have any brothers and sisters? She said, yeah. He told her, you're going to have to get with the family and then go to probate court, because how do you know that maybe your brother or your sister are not interested in the property? And the caller said, well, they haven't been interested. Treasurer said, that don't mean they're not interested now.
So, oh my goodness.
And when you get ready to go to court, you know, you're going to have some kind of document.
And showing that.
And showing that this sister, that brother, and whoever else it is in the family does not want an interest, and that they are releasing that interest to you and whoever that caller was. But conversation after conversation after conversation and getting direct information, and when the calls were maybe very, very involved, okay? I was in jail, and I just got out. And this kind of conversation going on. The treasurer were telling members of his staff, put your direct phone number and email address in the chat so that somebody can call you. And here's what he kept saying, Marion, somebody can call you tomorrow. So he didn't talk about next week, somebody call you tomorrow. And so the phone number, and I'll give that, and I got an email message from one of our members, Ann, the other day, and Ann was saying she went online to look up the MyHOF program, Michigan Housing Assistance Fund, and that's only for homeowners.
Yeah.
And she went online, and the site had either it was broken or it had crashed already. So I happen to have the phone number, and I posted it again, and I'm about to tell people the phone number now. If you're interested in any of the programs that the caller just mentioned moments ago, your first step is to call Miss Amber, A-M-B-E-R. You want to get Amber at area code 313
Oh, I got him.
244, yeah, you got her number, 244-0274, 313-244-0274. And that's where you get information if you're a property owner about the MyHOF program. the information about the SARA program, Marion. And caller, I'll be right with you. The SARA program, COVID Emergency Relief Assistance, came up. And that's for renters. That number, 313-322-6222. And Marion, I urge people all the time. You urge people, call. Call every day if that's what you need to do. If you want some help with a light bill, gas bill, water bill, what you said, property taxes, mortgages, call every day. And what the caller said earlier, she is correct. These funds are starting to dry up.
Oh, yeah.
So this is still January. Don't wait
Spring
until
is coming.
well, you're going to be sprung right out of these programs
right
if
out
you
of
don't
these
hurry up
programs.
and get involved in what's going on so that you can get some help throughout this COVID period. So we'll stop for a moment and we'll take this call. Caller, you're on the air. You've been very patient. Thank you for calling, and you are on the on the air, caller. Go ahead.
Grand Rising, Lazy.
And Grand Rising. Good morning.
Hi, is my coming in?
Are you on a speakerphone?
Yes, I am.
Okay, you cannot be on a speakerphone and talk to us because that means your voice will be going in and out. We got that technical training last week.
Gotcha. Just took it off.
Yeah, okay, so all right. Caller, please give us a Highland Park report.
Hi, this is Linda Wheeler.
Good morning.
Again with the Highland Park News Report. Once again, as always, for the COVID vaccinations and boosters, Highland Park residents and surrounding communities, there are free Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccinations every Monday and Wednesday, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. And today is Friday, right?
Yes.
Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Oh.
That's today. Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Oh, things changed on Saturday now, huh?
Didn't they? Went up
2
added
hours,
2 hours
yeah,
to
okay.
it. Offering first and second dose. Offering booster shots. Vaccine available for ages 12 and up, by the way, too.
Okay.
Free COVID testing. Monday, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. And Friday, that's today, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Say it
I'm
again.
sorry.
Marion and
Friday.
I having a side conversation. What'd you say?
Oh, free COVID testing. Monday,
Okay.
2 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Oh, wow.
And today is Friday, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So Friday, the free COVID testing is now 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Okay. Okay.
Walk-ins available. This is at the Ernest T. Ford Recreation Center here in great city of Highland Park.
All right.
Number 10 Pinkett is the address. Highland Park, Michigan, 48203. And this is in partnership with Mayor Herbert Yap, State of Michigan, Wayne County Health Department, Say Detroit Clinic, and I don't know what this acronym stands for, but it's DAAA.
Detroit Area Agency on Aging.
That's right. That's why it takes somebody like you to know.
All right. Partners. That's what they are. Okay.
So that's for the city of Highland Park residents and surrounding communities. Get your free COVID, Moderna, JJ, and vaccines and boosters. And please, those that you know that haven't been immune, haven't gotten this shot, please keep working on them. Please keep encouraging them.
Support.
Because I hear the hospitals are just a nightmare.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Miss Linda, as always, I don't know if there's some other things you want to share with us, but the message you just gave,
Was
please,
tremendous.
people, go get your vaccinations. And all of this conversation about, I don't know what's in it, you know, these are people that smoke cigarettes, they don't know what's in that. They've gotten all kind of vaccinations. If they travel out of the country, they didn't know what was in it, you know, and what we do know is that your chances of living should you catch COVID are much, much better. And, stop being selfish. There might be people that love you. There might be people that care for you. So protect yourself and protect the others as well. So that was an important message.
I don't want to make light of this, but you were also mentioning, too, that people saying they don't know what's in it. And I heard this statement the other day. You eat Kentucky Fried Chicken. There's 14 secret spices, and you don't know what that is, but you tear that chicken up.
And the bone, too.
Well, wait just a minute, Miss Linda. I kind of like Kentucky Fried, so now you're scaring me a little bit now here.
I'm not knocking it.
She should own some money.
And that's right. 14, and Miss Linda's right, 14 secret ingredients.
That's right.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Miss Linda. Marion, did you have anything to ask Miss Linda about?
I think Miss Linda and I was on the phone, I don't know how long the other day, trying to deal with stuff in Highland Park. Thanks, Linda, as always.
Marion, when you going to pick up this pool table for GBI?
Way you know it.
That was his main thing.
See?
Running for office, to change welfare the way we knew it.
And that's something.
And on top of that, he ended up still became the president of the United States. But his kids are not suffering. And he got a lot of kids. His kids.
He don't have but one.
No, his kids are not suffering. And he was able to bring that through, not for the benefit of poor people,
With
not
Republican assistance.
That's what I was about to say. Not for the benefit of the vast majority of the people out here. He brought it forward and wasn't ashamed to say it.
Now, let's just talk about that.
Look at that time.
Now, what was the argument about? The argument was these people on welfare don't want to work.
He already had one program.
And
saying,
you have to push them off.
And that was a lie.
See, well, that's the argument. And how many arguments have you and I been in with people that say folks been on welfare and they keep having babies? We used to have arguments with folks that call right down here.
Yeah, and you know what? We're going to, from now on, if they call in here, we'll have a sign up here saying, if you calling because you're saying that people on welfare should not be able to
eat,
I want you to know that we're calling today for retroactive, what's the word? Abortion on you.
My goodness. That's the circumstance, and those are some of the dates, and I thought that was so interesting. 60 years, ADC is now called TANF, temporary aid to needy families.
Temporary assistance to
needy families. And it just goes back to the discussion we were having yesterday about whether or not poor or low income or unemployed people, are they entitled to get help?
Yes.
I don't get into too many arguments with people about this anymore since this pandemic, because it is really, you remember, Marion, the first week that the pandemic, not the first month that the pandemic started, you remember all of the pictures that they showed of cars lined up in Florida and in Texas and Oklahoma and Michigan, and I don't know if that much in Michigan, but they were lining up to get food, remember? And the lines were blocks long. We're talking miles long. Food kitchens and the food pantries were opening up at 9 o'clock, and people were showing up, 9 o'clock in the morning, people were showing up at 9 o'clock at night the day before. And that's when we realized, look at this. Very first thing we heard, these folks across the country, it was not just black.
No.
It was not just white. It was not just Latino. All of them.
And
all of them didn't have $400 in the bank.
And then turn
Remember
around.
that?
Wait a minute, Maureen. Turn around and told the people sooner or later, you're going to have to pay some of that money back.
I don't remember that.
Yep.
I don't remember that because if I had heard that, my expectation would be there would be widespread riots in the streets. You trying to
sure.
tell me that I got to give back this food?
Not
But
the food I'm talking about. I'm talking about the money.
what money? In the beginning, there was no money, remember? All they was giving you
What
was
was
potatoes
potatoes?
and corn.
Yeah.
And some green beans and tomatoes.
But I'm
Wasn't
talking about
nobody
that-
putting
the
no money in
that-
your
The
pocket.
money that they sent out in the beginning.
It was no money in the beginning. You didn't forget. For 5 months, you had corn, potatoes,
Oh, no,
and
I haven't
whatever.
forgot that.
There
I
was
haven't.
no money.
I haven't
You remember?
forgotten.
There wasn't a dime, and everybody was going, well, what's getting ready to happen?
Well, they had mentioned that.
They talked about it,
And-
but it
and-
took
and-
months.
I know it did, and then
You know?
people still not
Not upset.
upset about it. You know, you must be
Didn't have $400 in the bank to handle a week's worth of an emergency crisis.
Huh.
You know?
It's
And
crazy.
That's when senior citizens and folks that were retirees, that's when they became important.
Oh, yeah.
But they was the only ones, the Social Security checks
Yeah.
kept going out. The SSI checks kept going out.
Yes.
Welfare checks, cash assistance started, they didn't end. Cash assistance checks kept going out. And nobody had anything ugly to say about a welfare recipient then.
Not at that time.
No. You
But
was
I
okay
tell you,
then.
I want folks to know,
Remember this history.
you need to become a member of welfare rights here in Michigan, because the thing is not getting better; it's getting worse. Somebody was on the phone.
No.
Oh.
All right, and that's the truth. Number to welfare rights, 313-964-0618. I think we're back online. The numbers are at the bottom, 313-868-4336, 868-0351, or 868-0342. Caller, thank you for calling, and thank you for checking in with Ask Welfare Rights. Caller, you're on the air.
Grand Rising, Linda again. Just want to thank wonderful engineer. We're back on. We've been on since 10:35.
All right.
Thank you,
All
thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
All right,
You're
thank you, Mr. Tim. Thank you very much. All right. All right, Tim has got a real big afro now because he stuck his finger in something,
You
and
think-
it had
you-
electricity that
you
shot
think-
straight through.
You think he's letting it go
It's
out, Maureen?
Huh?
He said maybe he's letting it go out.
No, he put his finger in some of that electricity you was talking about. So everything is working now, and Tim gonna have to go to the barber shop sometime today to get a trim or something going on. All right, 868-4336, 868-0351, or 868-0342. The other thing I wanted to raise, Marion, is this question of whether or not people in this country legally or folks in this country, quote, quote, without authorization, do they have rights? And that begs another question. You know, under what circumstance would you allow a person running down the street and get hit by a car and you run to their aid and somebody says, well, do you have insurance? We don't ask that. You're injured. You need help. And in Detroit, certainly in Highland Park, I don't know about Highland Park, but in Detroit, we run to the people and call somebody and or throw them in the car and take them to the nearest hospital as fast as we
We
can.
the same
Ain't
way.
nobody talking about do you have insurance or none of that
That-
stuff.
but that-
You need help. Hold
that-
on, caller.
That's the United States continuously not making insurance
Healthcare.
that for everybody. I mean
There it
for
is.
everybody. It shouldn't be that you have to be rich or should thank you rich and you know that. is
What
a
if you don't have
fundamental-
health care? What if you
You
don't have it?
none of it. You still
what
should
difference
be
does that make?
taken care of.
Caller, you on the air. Thank you for waiting and thank you for calling Ask Welfare Rights. Caller, you on the air.
Oh, I had to make sure your phone was working because the computer went down, the phones went down, and now y'all back live so I can finish listening to all your great, great information. But you know, capitalism is a witch.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
they decide who lives or dies and when to turn on and off that switch.
That's right.
Thanks for taking my call. I'll continue to listen, y'all.
All right.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
caller. Thank you so much. And Mary, you're so right. You know, the Poor People's Campaign has this moral agenda.
Yes.
And that's what the Reverend Barber and Reverend Liz Thea Harris are talking about all over the country, going down. I remember when that chicken farm caught fire inside, and Jen and whoever else organized
was,
all of those,
Local 600.
Local 600
Uh-huh.
to go down there. And then the story that came out that they were indoors in the factory, and the bosses, the people that owned the place, locked the doors from the outside. So they wanted to make certain that nobody would take a Kentucky Fried Chicken and stick it up under their coat and go out the side door.
It was terrible.
It was ridiculous.
It was outright.
And then the fire happened, and they were caught inside, and how many of them died because they couldn't get out the door.
And that was
I
no
remember
problem.
that.
And the workers stuck together, a lot of them. And it wasn't a question of who are you, black or white, and stuff like that. Because they came, remember they came to our meeting. We had them at one of our national meetings.
Raise money for them.
And everything. It was really criminal. The man finally went to prison for that.
It took a while,
It
but I'm
took a
glad he
long
went.
time, yeah.
I'm glad he
But it
went.
was
But
true.
look how awful that was.
You know, I was so proud of the union that went down there. The Jen and all of them, and Jimmy had organized to go down there and march with the people
support,
there
yeah.
in support of what was going on.
Ooh, Lord, what's that phrase? We've seen rivers. We've seen
Seen
deep,
deep,
deep rivers.
rivers.
You know? But what happens if we don't organize? And what happens
And
if
don't
we
be a
don't
part.
unite
Yes.
around what's best for us?
What are you
And-
leaving
and-
for
and-
your child?
You know, we're not talking about hatred. We ain't talking about that. What we're talking about is, look, time out. We now have to go and do something different. Now, we've got the Biden agenda, Build Back Better. And, of course, the Republicans are stopping everything that he's trying to get done. We got the little bridge stuff working, but now the next piece to make certain that food is available and some of these other things. And
Healthcare.
we got arguments about that. Now, Mary, one of the issues that's available in the Build Back Better campaign is that it makes me tear up. Every Native American living on a reservation will have access to public water. And the federal government is going to pay for that. And we got Manchin and Sinema, especially Sinema, that son of a gun woman, out there in Arizona
somebody
that
need to-
voted against her. No violence on the air. No
I'm
violence.
not gonna say nothing.
You know, but she
you
voted
know.
against Native Americans
Americans.
having water.
I mean, you know, we need to let her be out there for quite a while and see how long she lasts.
Well, it's a group of people out there in Arizona, Hispanics and Native Americans, that after they heard that, they pulled together a group, and it's getting bigger and bigger, and it's called Dump Cinema.
Cinema.
Yeah, so I'm gonna send her $20. Send
Yeah,
them
we can do
$20.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know. But they wanted that health care and a program that looked at all of the dreamers. Okay, and let's give all of the dreamers the what do you call it? Not the passport, citizenship. If you've been in this country since you were 2 months old, 3 months old, somebody brought you here, and you were not born in this country, and there's 2-3 million of them. Part of the Build Back Better bill is that they all become citizens. I mean, they've been working, they've been going to school, they got families, you know, in the whole 9 yards. She opposed that.
And you know, we used to call for in Michigan at one time, and looking at the situation around here, we got enough jobs for folks to come in here, and
Oh, my goodness,
and
yes.
homes out here for people to live here.
We need homes built.
We need them built. We need a lot of stuff to happen.
What about those CCC camps that used to be in the
Oh,
30s
Lord
and the
have
40s? We need a whole group of folks that might be unemployed and their families are unemployed. Go sign them
I
up,
wanna say this.
build those houses. We need them across the country.
I
They'll be
remember-
working 100 years.
I remember one time a lady came into welfare rights. I'm gonna see if you remember this. And I had ended up with her case. And she thought that by going to the welfare office that her family should be automatically eligible and what have you. I said, why do you think that? She said that I done worked a long time and all that stuff. I said, well, you got a rude awakening coming.
There ain't no
A
automatic
rude
eligibility.
awakening coming. You mean to tell? And she went to tears. She said, what about my telephone? I said, what about your telephone?
In them days, it wasn't even
And she got a
necessity.
hell of a
Understanding.
of what poverty is all about. The fact that the people in D.C. that are making these decisions don't have to look at no poverty and that type of stuff. But the capitalists in particular, I'm
That they work for.
yeah. You know, and she was shocked.
Well, now, I did a little bit more looking at some of these poverty statistics, and a family of 3 in Michigan is entitled to about $540 a month in cash assistance, about $540. And so I did the calculations, and I looked up how much does a family of 3, how much are they eligible for in general for food stamps? And I looked up what the numbers were, and, pretty low. But then I thought, okay, let me just do the math. If you were eligible, an adult and 2 children, and you got $520 a month in food stamps, nobody gets that, right? But I just looked at that figure. And you divide that out, that would be about $5 a day per person for a month. Now, for $5, all right, family of 3, for $5, what could you buy every day to eat?
No,
Well, yeah.
good.
You could buy a loaf of bread, $5. And you could get a off-brand peanut butter and an off-brand jelly. Okay, so bread costs $2.90. And you could get 80 cents for peanut butter, not made by Jiffy, peanut butter made by Miffy. Okay, and jelly not made by, whatever, but, you have to find off-brand. And then I was trying to think of what else you could get. You could get a small little tube of Lifesavers so you can have some mints, have a little fun there. And then you end up with about $1.08 left. And I was thinking, what else could you get for $1.08? Because that's what you're going to have to make your budget off of. Or for $5, 3 people in the house, that's $15. So you could go buy 2 ham hocks.
Not today.
Maybe not today, but maybe a 1.5 ham hocks if you ate a ham hock, and you could buy 4 potatoes. You couldn't get a bag of potatoes; you got to get 4. And
Why did you say something about ham hocks? You're making me
you
want
see,
them now.
But the point being, even today, you couldn't live on that, and this country forces folks on welfare to live at below the poverty level. I remember when you trained us on that, and we trying to figure out, here's the poverty level. Why do folks on welfare get less than that? And that's to create a division between folks that are quote, quote, working and eligible for unemployment benefits and all that kind of thing, and then the welfare recipient, then turn the welfare recipient against the worker, the union worker, with workfare. And let's go in there and take your job, and all we have to pay is not the prevailing wage. We could just pay the welfare benefit. And how smart these capitalists are. You got to take your hats off to them. Boy, they know how to steal money. Don't they? They're so good at it. All of these divisions. See, that's what I talked about yesterday. And when you watch on TV, and I love Westerns.
Yes,
So Cheyenne Bodie and and the High Chaparral. I didn't like that one all that much, but
Chaparral.
yeah, that's a cowboy movie. Yeah, that's on TV right now.
I know.
You
They
know,
on
so
TV.
Gunsmoke and Maverick and all that. So I
All
was
of them.
looking
They
at 'em.
stay on, folks, for about
know?
30 minutes.
Well, no, they on an hour. See, you
They
ain't watching long enough. You be asleep after 30 minutes. That's what that is. All right. And I remember that's the first time I heard that statement, the only good Indian is a dead Indian.
Oh, that
and
pissed
just
me
turn
off.
people away, turn people against Native Americans,
Yes,
right?
they did.
And
On purpose.
On purpose. And what's the characteristic of Native Americans? Well, they drink a lot, and they violent, and they fight, and they rape women. Really? All right. And slaves. Okay, what's the situation about slaves? Slaves are just always lazy, and they just shiftless. And that's how slaves were. And that's why you were able to enslave so many people, and they carried this on. Even today, they have babies. Men, slaves have babies, don't want to take care of them.
And people sit around and believe that. And Maureen,
well, wait a minute now. What's the stereotype about Hispanics, Mexicans?
Oh, they have too many babies.
They have too many babies, see? And they always sleepy. So at noon, they got to go put the sombrero on. They go take a nap.
And I love going to sleep at that time of
All
day.
right, now don't be co-signing the stereotype.
I'm not with the stereotype.
Okay, now wait a minute. What about Appalachian whites? All right, what's their stereotype? They don't do nothing but drink, because out in the woods, they building moonshine. See, and that's what they doing. And they're ignorant. You remember that movie Deliverance? They got one tooth. They got one tooth. And then they wear clothes with we call them suspenders, and it's only one. These are the stereotypes. And then we get to the welfare recipient. Marion, what's the stereotype? Who is the average welfare recipient? Describe them, Marion.
They black.
They black?
Some Mexicans.
But that way, they stick with that black one.
That
what else that black one look like?
The worst.
What else does that black one look like?
That's what they try to make us look like. Fat. That you got 20 children.
By 16 different men.
And to top it all off.
Dark.
Yeah.
You didn't say dark. Welfare recipients are dark, fat, lots of babies.
That's what they try to say.
Those are the stereotypes.
And then you have some pimps in the pulpit will get up there and talk about that.
Well,
and not talk about it and getting it, telling folks, look, you know it's not right. I know it's not right. We got to do something about this now. We having a meeting tomorrow, and we're going to do something about this.
And don't forget, welfare recipients are the reason that the country's in the trouble that it's in.
Oh, wait
right?
a minute.
You
On
know,
the
that's
Bill Clinton.
Always the
Under
deal.
Bill
We
Clinton.
did it. They did it.
Under Bill Clinton, who was the person that even helped bring the emergency managers in here, although it was under the hands of the governor at that time.
Stay focused. You're going to lose your point.
But yeah, you're right.
A piece of paper in the envelope with the check to tell you that, you didn't know about it to the last possible minute, but it was. I looked it up this morning, Marion, to see how many people were affected, because she was talking about how she used that little $500 and some odd dollars to pay a light bill, a gas bill, telephone bill, and some, little bills here and there that she was able to pay. And when I told her that the program ended, took about 10, 15 seconds of absolute quiet. She just shocked.
They're not leaving out the people that ends up being the folks that put that mess out. They're not leaving out no group, nobody. Well, it's all causes is to divide us. That's what it's all about. Before, there used to be all basically blacks that they were attacking with a lot of that stereotype. And they were successful because people ended up believing that nonsense, and it kept us divided. Your mama is a good cook, and I know that she can get a place where they cook, and she can. This is about how much you are worth. About $10 a week. Well, this is the successful tool that's been used for a very long time. And you know, you black people, you know how to cook. You know how to cook. And that's true. And you have to learn, because otherwise you would die. You had to learn how you were going to manage your circumstances, otherwise you won't be able to live. But look at where we are today with all of that. You know, and people are waking up too slow for me. Too slow for me. The folks are waking up. The folks that are no longer getting a child tax credit, you know, didn't move quick enough. The government is talking about, let's try to talk during the Rodney King piece, and I got no problem with that. Can we all just get along? See, the hell with that. And see, after Sinema and Manchin made that decision about not supporting the child tax credit, Native Americans getting water, Hispanics, the Dreamers, all being granted their citizenship. The mayor or the governor here on her State of the State address started talking about getting rid of the retirement tax that folks have to pay once you get to be 65. And I thought, okay, that's a good idea. And the Republicans came back and said, no, we want the retirement tax taken away for all of us, including the rich people. And you know what? We can't learn.
There's a new financial empowerment center located in the Wayne County Treasurer's Office on the 5th floor of 400 Monroe in Detroit.
If you or someone you know needs help with their finances, budgeting, and making monthly payments, the Detroit Financial Empowerment Center can help.
Wayne Metro Community Action Agency has counselors ready to provide free one-on-one counseling to help you address issues related to utility bills, taxes, and other financial matters. We can also help you improve your credit score.